A reading from the letter of Paul to the Colossians. Brothers and sisters, if then you were raised with Christ, seek what is above, where Christ is seated at the right hand of God. Think of what is above, not of what is on earth. For you have died, and your life is hidden with Christ in God. When Christ, your life, appears, then you too will appear with him in glory. The word of the Lord.
Our second reading on this Easter Sunday comes from the letter of Paul to the Colossians. This follows very well the thought that we have been developing since our reflection on the first reading. We said that in the first reading, the encounter of Peter with the risen Lord changed his perspective of who Jesus is, and he now understood Jesus from within. He also understood what the prophets had said about Jesus. Now, with the encounter with the human Jesus who is now assumed into the very life of God, Peter acquires a new understanding. St. Paul, in his letter to the Colossians, affirms the very same things. He says that Jesus is now seated at the right hand of God. So the risen one does not return simply to his former way of human living. The risen one is still human, but now he resides, if you put it this way, he resides in the realm of God. He is seated at the right hand of God. He shares in the authority of the Godhead. St. Peter in the first reading says that he has been constituted judge of the living and the dead, and there is forgiveness in his name. Another way of putting it is he is seated at the right hand of the Father. While he, in his appearances, the risen one sits with his friends to eat with them, well, he sits also at the right hand of the Father. And from his seat at the right hand of the Father, he can come to us and sit with us. So, we said that this life, this risen life of Christ, is not just for himself. It has changed the course of humanity and human history. We share in this risen life of Christ in baptism. And so St. Paul reminds us, we who have been baptized into the death and resurrection of Christ, we should live like Jesus, meaning concerned about the things of God, the things that are above. That does not mean we will escape from our world, from the daily grind, the daily callings of our responsibility. No, we will address, let me repeat, we will address our human needs, societal needs, from the perspective of our being hidden in God as baptized. St. Paul tells the Colossians, as baptized, your lives are already hidden with Christ in God. Imagine, as baptized, sharing in the victory of Jesus, we are supposed to be living in God. We are supposed to be living in the realm of God. And we bring that life in God to our daily concerns, our daily living, our concerns and anxieties, our hopes and sorrows in daily life, now being attacked and addressed from our life in God. Imagine if we only take seriously our encounter with the Lord in baptism, then even our perspective about history, our perspective of daily living will radically change. Some people might say, oh, by living according to your commitment to Jesus in faith, you might escape from the world. You might not see the many realities of this life. No, that's not true. Just like the experience of Peter and the experience of Paul, the encounter with the risen Lord will make them see the true meaning of life, the true meaning of history. So those of us who are baptized, we are given a share in Jesus' life. Let us nurture that encounter with the risen Lord so that living with Him in the realm of God, we belong to God, we will understand better human life, history, its challenges, and its sorrows and dreams. So, dear brothers and sisters, let us not waste our baptismal gift. Let that lead us to understand Jesus better and to understand human life and history better.